It's time to allow the messages to flow through. And so how I've been using this book actually is not only editing it, but at night my husband and I open it up and then we read and then we share about how we feel about what we read, which is a massive shift in our relationship because we never used to talk about feelings. Our amount of communication was almost non-existent except for like what the house needed to be done around the house and the kids and like those types of things. So this is a huge shift. And my prayer is that this book, my intention is that this book supports the healing journey of all of those who come across it. Supports the reconnection to yourself with a capital S. It supports you reclaiming yourself, you reconnecting to yourself, you reprioritizing yourself, you rediscovering yourself, all self with a capital. And so what I will do now is just open up the book and allow the messages that are meant to flow through, and just pray that they support the greatest and highest good for all involved. Okay. Okay. So, I like statistics. I have a background in engineering, and so I like research and I like facts. So, throughout this book, there's some statistics, and one of those statistics is, per the Bureau of Labor Statistics, on average, women spent around 13 hours per week caring for household children, double that of men. And on average, women spent 23 hours per week on household activities, housework, food prep, cleanup, etc. Almost double that of men. This data was, I believe, in 2019 or 2020. Okay, so first what I want to do is I want to call BS on the number of hours, 13 hours per week, taking care of children. Are you joking? And 23 hours a week on household activities, housework, food prep, cleanup. I mean, like, I gotta say it's double, maybe triple these numbers. I'm not quite sure. I know they did a study and they polled people. But anyways, so that's some statistics for you. And then in 2020, 97% of mothers ages 24 to 39 reported feeling burnt out by motherhood at least some of the time. And that was per the Motherly 2020 State of the Motherhood Survey. And then Understanding Society, so this is the UK household study, informs us that working mothers with a child are 18% more stressed than those without kids, and working mothers with 2 children are 40% more stressed than those without kids. And so those are just some facts. So I go on to write, I say all these things as a woman in this life. I write these following words as a mother to a son. I look at my sweet boy. Ooh, dang, I'm going to cry. I look at my sweet boy and my heart aches. He is so precious. He is so sweet. He is so loving. His voice is so sweet. Mommy, you are the best mommy in the whole wide world. Mommy, I want to marry you. At 2, he is already learning, not from my teaching, but through seeing his boy cousins, his dad, and other men in his life, that when he falls, he must get back up quickly and be fine. That when he cries, he's just joking, that he is a big boy, and that it's not okay to be sad or show emotion. The societal norm for boys disconnect them from a beautiful part of themselves. They're kind, loving, sensitive, divine feminine. Men, too, are disconnected from themselves. What if men are disconnected due to patriarchy? What if they, too, suffer from patriarchy? Taught from childhood to be protectors, to be strong, to be the rock, to not show emotion, but rather to hold it all in without tools or resources on how to handle these emotions or these feelings? What if instead of condemning or blaming our brothers and sisters, we come together to love all parts of ourselves, to honor all parts of ourselves, for they too are disconnected from their innate knowing. they too are suffering silently. Okay. When I read this, it's like I read it for the first time because, like I said, my soul wrote it, and so I read it, I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, that's really heavy. So I state these statistics and these facts because there's so much put on mothers' plates, and it's the truth, there is. And it was built that way. Right? It was built this way. And so if we want to see a change, we have to be the change. And the change comes from the inside out. The change comes in healing what we've known so that our daughters, so that our sons have a better life. And I posted about 3 weeks ago, and it said, it was this billboard, and it said, "You are your ancestors' wildest dreams." And that really struck me, like, holy cow. My ancestors' wildest dreams. What is the wildest thing that you would want for your children? Peace, equality, love, kindness. Like, what is it that you would want? And while I know that women do a lot more in most relationships, I'll say that we are acting from what we were taught. So I grew up in a home where my dad helped a lot. He helped do the dishes, vacuum, did the outside work. He gave us breakfast every morning, took us to school every day. Like, my dad was involved, so involved. And my husband, he is too. But there's this, and I've heard other women talk about this as well, there's this like emotional aspect to it that they can't, not that they can't, but that they haven't been taught to bring forth. And so the emotional, not toll, that's not the word that's coming through, the emotional, not burdens, but just the emotional weight of the children, of the household, of the work of life falls on the women. And so all we have to do is heal it. Heal it from the inside out. So now you know you're not alone if you're doing all the work. I hope that you also know now that we're all acting from what we know, from these societal norms that have been pushed upon us, pressed upon us, from these cultural and societal norms, and that there's a way out. And all we have to do is, number one, become aware that there's a way out, that there's a different way. And number two, heal what we've known. And how I heal is I journal, or I write, or I meditate, or I speak, I do yoga, whatever it takes to get that energy moving. I tap, I feel it in my body where I feel it on my body. And really what I love to do is go within and close my eyes and just say, all right, well, there's this part of me that feels like I'm doing this all on my own. Yes, I have a partner. Yes, I'm privileged to have a partner. Yes, I have somebody that helps, but I still feel like I'm doing this all on my own. I still feel unsupported. There's this part of me that feels that. So I feel where it is in my body. And then I could tap on it. We have meridian lines throughout our whole body, so tapping helps clear the energy, if you will, but it also sends messages to our amygdala and our brain to let us know that we're safe and that there's no need to be stressed, and it reduces our cortisol levels, which reduces stress. And so we can do that, and or we can listen to that part. What does she need to hear? What does she need to know? What does she need to say? What does she need to heal? What does she need? And then offer that to her. You're the only one that can give her what she needs. There's no one else in the world. I used to think that I needed it from someone else. I used to look for it in my husband or my friends or my family. And guess what? No one can give you what you need. No one can give me what I need. I am the one responsible for giving myself what I need. And you are too. You've got this. I believe in you.